But Mr. Professor Hamo, finally, after weeks of denial, asking for DNA tests, asking for who's the child's father, asking for who is my wife in Nairobi, after all these questions, and Churchill finally saying that he's going to intervene, this actually seemed to bring something forth as in terms of mitigation, and they have finally sorted out their issues. So we all know the story of Jemutai claiming that Hamo is the baby daddy to her 2 children, and he's been a deadbeat baby daddy. And that whole drama, which was dragged on for weeks, and we were part of the people who were dragging it on for weeks. But yeah, in the end, this is what he had to say. After the mediation between him, he actually mentioned that Mr. Burale was also part of the conversation. This is what he had to say. Life has a way of forcefully instilling wisdom into someone. A lot happens. So much was said, both positive and negative in the same breath. If an apology is to be made, then it should be soul-searched, true, and from deep down. Apologies are made when someone realizes and owns up to their mistakes. I had to go back to the family and make good with them. Otherwise, all would have been a facade. We are patching things up, not yet there, but headed there with his graces or by his graces. I would like to thank my boss, who has turned into a mentor, Churchill, and the life coach, Robert Burale, for instilling vital knowledge and wisdom in us. Tukikunywa kale kachai kana kwa kameja maziwa mingi. A big thanks to Chemtai, for agreeing to sit down with us, and we had a peaceful discussion on how we're going to raise our children. Thank you to Zippy for accommodating us. I honestly don't know who Zippy is, but okay, thanks Zippy for also accommodating them. And to my young ones, life is not an easy road. Papa is very sorry. He hopes that one day, when you're old enough, you will understand and you will forgive him. Now up in the water, and I will always be here. He continues to say a lot, but it's mostly people thanking his fans, thanking people who were in support of him or were supporting him during the whole process, and saying that we should kindly allow him to add another chapter to his book, My Book Of, which is generally just his life. And I honestly, I'm surprised at how well articulated this apology, come confession, come owning up, like it's a combination of so many things, nothing particularly direct, but I'm still very proud of him for actually taking the time to listen to people. Because oftentimes people offer help and we ignore them, right? We just want to become so stubborn about how we've set our ways, and we really don't want to own up to the fact that we messed up. But he wasn't shy. He went, sat down with the big men of his life, and they helped him through this process. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm so happy for Jemutai. I hope she's learned a few things. I hope you have learned a lot, actually. And going forward, we hope that the children are happy, and they will be able to understand this whole mess was just a mess, and now it's been sorted. I'm honestly very happy for them in general. And I hope he's not just saying this for the publicity or just to get it off of people's, you know, like sometimes you just say something and just to shoo people off the story. But yeah, honestly, I'm very proud of him.
You know, he's the only one who knows what happened, what he went through, and why he even decided to ask for the DNA and now owning up to all this. He's the only one who knows. But for me, once you apologize, imagine I just forget everything and we just move on. So, Professor Hamo, kudos to that. Thank you for apologizing, and thank you for being a real man and owning up to your mistakes and promising that you will change for the better.
Yeah. The only thing that I found really interesting about this apology was it was that, see, when we do our wrongs, we admit, da, 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 da. I didn't see the admission of anything.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I saw an apology to the children, which is amazing. I talked to Jemutai. Me, once you publicly humiliate me, you better publicly apologize. I don't care if privately you come to me and say, by the way, you, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. That's all good. That's great. That's amazing. But this argument back and forth has been going back and forth on social media. So when you had the balls to ask for a DNA test over there on social media, you should have the balls to as well go ahead and say, I apologize for doing XYZ to you. There we go. Jemutai. That's the only thing that was missing from that apology. There was a long essay and everything, philosophical words over there in the beginning about how apologies are the best and amazing, but there was no apology.
It was like a scan.
Given. Exactly.
True.
But you know what? The most important people are the children. And me, I'm not Jemutai, thank God. So let me keep my anger towards myself. And hopefully they've learned a lesson. I never want to see another post that's not about making money or her smiling ever again from her. I don't want to know about her marriage. I don't want to know about Professor Hamo. I don't want to know anything about this relationship from now on. Whatever issues they have, please, please, please solve it by yourselves. Use your mediators, Kina Churchill, Suji, I don't know who has decided to come and help you. Use those people, because at this point, your children are going to be suffering if you end up becoming the trending clowns on social media for another week over another issue.
I tell you, honestly, it's a lot of clowning on these streets. Please let us know on any of our social media handles, which is Ebru Let's Talk, Ebru_official on Instagram, Ebru TV Kenya, everywhere else. On Facebook, and Ebru TV KE on Facebook. Sorry, I gave you very misleading information. Ebru Let's Talk _official on Instagram, Ebru TV Kenya on Facebook, Ebru TV KE, I think everywhere else. Make sure you actually DM us. Let us know what your thoughts are on all these stories. We are very apologetic that we don't have a number, and I know I have misled you again. But you know what? Ayuma, take it away.
You know what? As you're there trying to figure out what it is that she's been trying to say, the good thing is it is written on the screen. So you can even just ignore what Katomi has just confused you. Suji, she's taken you through, like we've flown over here instead of going just the direct route. Don't worry. It's just there on the screen.